secrets of self-discipline. Big subject here. Well, why do we need to be self-disciplined in the first place? And how do we feel if we're not self-disciplined? If we're not self-disciplined, then we're just driven by the conditioning that we've had. We're driven by the habits that we've engaged in over the years. We're driven by the content of our subconscious and unconscious mind. We're driven by the energies, the vibrations that are now in upheaval from within our soul. We're driven by the ancestral patterns, the patterns that were in our lineage. We're driven by all of those things. Our go with the flow attitude is like a leaf on the river, and we're just going wherever that river is going, or a leaf in the wind. We're just going wherever the wind is blowing. So the secret of self-discipline, the core secret of it, is having a really strong backbone of integrity in your inner being. What does that mean? What that means is you have faith and you have willpower. And so that faith, it actually exists within you. It's very easy to do the things that you are destined to do, that are in line with your soul purpose and your mission in life, that are part of your destiny to fulfill. It's a lot easier to do those things than it is to do the things that you're not supposed to be doing. Okay? And if, there's a big if here, if we uncover, if we can exist from that place within us, which is depth, and it's kind of like buried in the subconscious and unconscious part of our mind. So there's like this, the conscious mind is our most superficial part of our psyche. That's where all of our daily thoughts occur, where all the trivia that we deal with, all of the mundane things that we think about. That's all part of the conscious mind. Deeper than that, there's the unconscious and the subconscious part of our psyches. Now within there is layers and layers and layers and layers of what you call psychic debris, recordings, vibrations of all of the negative thoughts that we've ever thought, vibrations and recordings of every film that we've ever seen on television, every emotional experience that we've ever experienced ourselves or we witnessed in other people. The psyche, the soul, literally records the vibrations of its experience. But underneath all of those recordings is the original pattern of your inner being, is the original authentic self. So all you have to do is familiarize yourself with going to that depth within yourself. And you do that through various protocols, most important being faith. You need to be very certain. Your mind needs to have tremendous focus, and you need to discipline yourself and practice developing that focus, concentration, and that begins with practicing focusing on the breath. So, for instance, if you're sitting down to do meditation, if you decide you want to do meditation, or practice Qigong, or prayer, or something contemplative and meditative, then the first fundamental step is to learn to focus your mind on the breath. Simply that. So if you can develop the ability to be aware of your breath and to breathe consciously instead of unconsciously, that means having a portion of your awareness focused on your breath. Let's just practice it right now. So you're watching me in this video, and I just want you to become aware of your breath. How are you breathing? And now I want you to consciously breathe deeper. Be aware of your posture. How are you sitting while you're watching this? Get into a better posture and breathe in a more conscious way. And smile. You see, right there you've got a complete shift of state. And that is the foundation for developing self-discipline. You can't get into the more advanced expressions of self-discipline whether that's spiritual practice, nutritional shifts, upgrading your life in all kinds of material ways, meditating, training, exercising, going for your goals, living your dreams, finding your ideal, attracting your ideal mate or life partner, anything at all, without the foundation of being able to focus your mind. And that begins with focusing on the breath. So not only does it begin with that, it is supported by that, sustained by that, and ends with that. In superhero training, focus on the breath and the quality of the breath, the level of consciousness that you're existing from as you're breathing, what you associate with the breath while you're breathing, all of those things, they're the absolute foundation of the whole superhero training package. So the secrets of self-discipline basically boil down to breath and repetition of that. Constantly refocusing. It's very, very natural for your mind to wander, to meander, to drift into other considerations and contemplations. The mind is like a puppy dog or an inquisitive child. It is absolutely enchanted by all the different things that it perceives outside of itself. The five senses stimulate that mind into activity. So all we need to do is start tapping into our inner game. You need to become more internally orientated rather than externally orientated. Less drawn out of yourself and more drawn in to yourself. And that doesn't mean you have to go away and be a hermit in a cave or something. What that means is that while you're existing in the world and you're fulfilling all of your responsibilities and pursuing all of your life practices, you become more and more centered and focused, deeper and deeper and deeper in yourself via the breath. So the big secret is breathing consciously. That's the fundamental step. You need to practice that for a long time and be able to breathe breath after breath after breath after breath, consciously aware of how you're breathing and the quality and depth of that breath. As you do that, you get hold of your mind. When you get hold of your mind, self-discipline becomes very, very simple. Without it, you haven't got a chance. And of course, in superhero training, we go into that in a lot more depth. So, I hope you enjoy that.